Oh,
Part 2, baby.
we're back for part 2. Thanks for hanging around. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, we kind of got carried away. You know how it is. But the Circle of Influence, it's such a goodie. So,
It's very nice.
yeah, so welcome to part 2. We're hoping to listen to part 1 because we dropped some, in Jamie's words, bombs
Absolute bombs.
with the fucking...
And none of this will make sense unless you watch that one.
Yeah.
So, you got
Tasty Pops
to watch the sequel. You need to. No Tasty Pops. We haven't had any in ages.
I just had one just saying.
I just. Part 2.
Part 2, baby.
Go.
Let's go. Positive circle of influence, not just from other people, but also how you can become that positive influence as well. So,
Massively.
Simbo, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, 100%. So if I'm explaining, say, to a client or whatever, their circle of influence, I like to break them up into 4 sort of categories. The bottom one would be what I call sabotagers, which is sort of the people that we're just talking about there, which they're the people that will be, they see you growing and they want to bring you back. People that'll make comments like, oh, look, Jenny's eating another fucking salad whilst I'm eating my burger. I bet that tastes really good, Jenny. Or, oh, she's going to the gym again. She's absolutely obsessive. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're going to go crazy. They're the sabotagers. You need to minimize to the maximum people in this area. And it's not if, like, let's say your partner is part of the sabotager group, you need to be able to bring them up to the next one at least, which is what I call a neutral. They don't really care. It's demotivating, but they don't care what you're doing. They're like, yeah, go do what you got to do. At least they'll let you flow and do your thing. From there, we go up to praisers, which is people that they don't necessarily want to do it with you, but they'll be encouraging, be like, yeah, you're doing well. Keep going. Awesome work at the gym. Saw you lift a bit heavier. Saw you do your run today. That was awesome. Cool. No, I don't want to go for a run with you, but good that you're doing it yourself. You're looking great. And then next on top of that would be engagers, which is people that actually jump in with you. They'll be like, cool, let's go for a run. 100%. You start creating a circle where people are engaging with you and then you can all grow together. And that's ideally where we want the majority of our circle, if possible. But at worst, you want to get people out of that sabotager range. And you can do that by either cutting people off, like we spoke about at the start, which is not ideal unless they are pieces of shit, which is also, possible. But definitely at least bringing them up to neutral will be beneficial for your long-term results and also for them.
Yeah, it's like finding where if you can take them out of that sabotage stage where they can really start to show appreciation and at least understanding that you are, looking to improve yourself. When they start to seek that understanding, when they drop their ego, they are, like I said, like they understand this is the path you want to take. You're moving in the right track. Now, to get to those further levels, how can you be that influencer? How can you be that beacon for other people where they can be the catalyst for them to like, you know what? I'm actually going to go to the gym that time. Oh, you know what? Like I saw Jenny actually, eating a bit more healthier. Maybe I won't get takeaway this time. How can you let them become, get them up towards the appreciation and the praises, which is the ideal, right? What are you thinking?
So first thing, communication.
Biggest.
So talk to them more. Those people are naturally going to get drawn to you when you start getting good results. So if they start seeing you losing a bunch of weight, feeling awesome, living your life, still going out with the girls and having a few drinks and being like, how is she doing all these things? Regardless of what's going on in her life, she has the same life as me, same amount of kids, same, health issues or whatever. How is Jenny doing this? Talking to the people that are close to you. So say, your partner's a sabotager. And his big thing is, every time I go for a walk at night being like, oh, you're going out again, so I'm left with the kids, blah, 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 blah. Sitting down with him and being like, step 1, communicate your goals and why you want to do it.
Exactly.
So communicate what you're trying to do and then why you're trying to do it. That should be enough for 1. If that's not enough, step 2, figure out in yourself how that person can actually help you, what they can actually physically do or stop doing to help you get there, and then ask for that help. Because a lot of people think all these things, they'll understand, okay, cool, this person's really fucking bad for me, I got to cut them off or whatever. They either haven't thought about how that person could change or how they could help. And then the last thing, they're definitely not asking for that help because that's intimidating, that's scary.
Yeah, exactly right.
Or they're embarrassed or whatever.
So true. It's when you start to Look, exactly right. And when you're looking to improve that influence, especially if they're on the lower tiers, best way to do it is like to reduce that, make it a lower barrier of entry. Start incorporating them. Hey, you know what? Let's go for a walk together. Let's get the kids, take them out. Hey, let's do a family walk, 10 minutes. Like those stuff. So you be that instigator, that influencer, to be able to say it might get them up there rather than just demonizing and just saying, I'm like, no, this person's shit. This person's not good for me anymore because you've like outgrown them. Idea if it's this person that you dearly love, or it's a person that it really has a really strong influence in your life, like a best friend, like things along the lines of that. Even like work colleagues, you've got good mates that are work colleagues, they're your workmates, but you give a fuck about them. If they feel like they are lacking and you think they could benefit from them, bring them in. You become that influencer. There's nothing more satisfying with you've seen it with clients when they start to tell you, like they'll get messages, especially when they started from, from their whole new, a new journey, a new fitness journey. And they just get that message, hey, you've inspired me to want to do this.
Massively.
Now. Like that's the coolest thing ever.
Literally. And like the majority, like if my clients bring their partner along for a PT session, or if they're, bringing them to the gym with them, their results skyrocket.
Absolutely.
Because the person at home understands what you're trying to do, rather than just like you telling them, I've been at the gym, telling them all these cool stories, and they've been like, fuck you, man. Mm-hmm. The other thing I want to make sure that you know and understand is that you shouldn't be going into it expecting somebody to jump from a sabotager up to somebody that's engaging with you and doing it with you. They need to go through the steps. They likely need to go from sabotager to neutral to appraiser, then to an engager. Mm. Because if you're expecting them to go from, step 1 to step 4, you're going to be disappointed. They're going to be pissed off, being like, go fuck yourself. Take them along the journey with you. Just be like, hey, cool. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, lose this weight. I'm trying to better myself because I want to be a better mother to my children, or I want to be a better partner for you, all this sort of stuff. I want to be more productive at work. I want to get all this stuff. This is the reasons why I'm trying to do this. The only thing I need you to do is stop saying, don't go for a walk when you get home. Stay with me. Don't say, just have a fucking piece of cake with me. I just need you to stop saying that. If you're clear with your how they can help, just communicate that to them. If you've communicated your goals and why you're doing it and they're compelling, and that person still refuses to help or still refuses to stop doing the negative thing that they're doing, then you can fuck them off.
Yeah, that's a different topic in itself.
Yes, then you can fuck them off.
Then that's something I'm like, you'd probably have to have a deeper chat with them. But you can be the that influencer to be able to, or at least the catalyst to just say, what you're feeling, be vulnerable, be able to say, yeah, this is what they want. They love you. They should. Ideally, you want them to understand. Let them understand and let them with time. When you're seeing, especially that you want to see people succeed, and that's the best thing about having a positive circle of influence, is that you want to see them succeed, they want to see you succeed. But if you're on different levels or different tiers, for example, you bring them up, accelerates your results tremendously for you and for them, and it boosts so many areas in outside of the gym, which is improve the quality of life, right?
Absolutely.
Circle of influence.
Massive. And also just accountability. If you start bringing people up your chain of circle of influence to more of a positive influence on you, it's going to make your life so much easier. Not only is that friction gone, but you're going to have accountability buddies. You're going to have people that will be dragging you out. This is literally what I did this year, because I've committed to this marathon, stupidly committed to the marathon at the end of the year. Danny did as well. Yep. And I knew the only morning I get where I don't have to go to the fucking gym is Sunday. If I'm going to do this consistently enough to actually run this marathon, I need to get people that are interested in running there with me. So I sort of peer pressured a bunch of my clients to come running with me on a Sunday, and now I'm accountable to show up.
Exactly.
Whereas I would definitely not have done that. Same reason why I sort of started this podcast. I wanted to be able to communicate to you guys. So I was like, me and Danny just had a chat. We're like, this keeps me accountable to be able to show up for this.
And it literally goes both ways. Exactly right. You have to, if you have someone that's you can, not say latch on, but you can, and kind of in a way where you are willing to at least not let someone down. If you're that person who's I don't want to let this person down, fuck it, man. If it keeps you accountable, do it. And it's a journey together, right? One thing I was just, when you're looking at with your circle of influence, if you're reevaluating, you're going through this, you listen to this podcast, and you're looking at the tier list with your friends. The one thing that really fucking kills me is cutting off actually true friends just because they may not align with you in a certain way. Especially in this culture, like this new generation of, work hustle, like
Hustle culture.
hustle culture, cut off your friends that that don't align with your business values, stuff like that. Dude, if these are the people that are willing to take the shirt off their back for you, but you're still willing to cut them off because they may not align with you, whether if it's like business or, like goal-wise, stuff like that. Sorry, man, you're the problem. That's not fair. Is that me?
No, it's fucking true. But I think people just get so obsessed with what they're trying to do, and that's, you can relate it back to business or relate to whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's that obsession with trying to achieve the thing, and you have those blinders on and you forget about real life. You forget about actually living your life and the people around you, all that sort of stuff. You don't want to lose that. You don't necessarily want to lose that. Like I said, if you're having the conversation with them being like, look, this is what I'm trying to do. This is why I'm trying to do it. I want you to come with me. I want you to be able to help. And they say, nah, fuck you. Then you're like, okay, then fuck you.
You've done your best. But let's not jump to the end. We're going to say,
Yes.
you know what, no, they just don't align. Like in some way, and then it's over.
Without communicating first.
Communication, your communication is the number one. I think that was a little bit tough to say. I think that was a bit mean. But you know what I mean? Like we just
That's
care for
fucking
you.
true.
It's true, but we care for you because we want to give you the fucking truth and the hard truth.
Yes.
And
we can tell you fucking eat your calorie deficit, train 6 days a week, and cut off everybody that doesn't align with what you're trying to do, because it's going to get you a result easier, and it will get you the result easier. It will get you the result quicker. It will get you the result easier, but you 100% will not maintain that. And you'll be fucking absolutely...
Go on, say it.
You'll be very sad.
You will not be happy, man.
You'll be very sad along the way.
You will lose, just people in your life that cared about you may not be there anymore. You may have succeeded in the financial goal or, that body weight goal or that whatever those goals are, the fitness goals that you might have want to achieve, but at what cost, So it's a matter of just going through these, listening to these, be able to say, we address these bigger questions, and where you can ideally, be able to make the at least the appropriate steps where you can still have the best of both worlds, succeed in your goal, but still have a great quality of life and great friendships and all these awesome things where it just elevates your lifestyle as a whole. So this isn't just a fitness and health podcast. This is coming from a lifestyle coaches where we're just we live and breathe this shit, but we ideally want you to have the best life possible out of the gym.
Absolutely. You got to be able to bring your circle with you. The people that are valuable to you in every other aspect of your life, learn to bring them with you. Bring them along for the journey, Understand how to communicate. So communication with yourself, like we're talking about with belief systems, with understanding your compelling why. First, to learn to communicate with yourself, and then you got to be able to communicate with others if you want this lifestyle to be maintainable. Because a lot of people just live in their own fucking lane and then try to, like I said, I don't know why I've said this so many times today, but having those blinders on, pretending like nothing else matters, and then they wake up and realize they're back where they were at the start, except now they have no friends. Do you know what I mean? That's what happens all the time.
No, it's literally so true. It sucks. And it sucks. So we don't want that.
We don't want that.
So
anything else about Circle of Influence?
Dude, I think we've pretty much nailed everything I can think of.
Yeah.
So
what is it? People
It's just
in
people
your life?
surrounded in your life,
Yeah.
whether if they're close, related, work.
People that you associate day to day, particularly at work,
Because you are there majority of the time. Anyway,
Yeah.
that is your circle of influence. Why is it important? It's recognized.
We want to minimize friction, so obviously if your circle's dragging you back constantly, you're constantly swimming up current.
Yes.
It's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be exhausting. We want somebody that pulls you along with them, or you pull along with you, to help reduce that friction so you can get the goal easier. And what was the last one? Why? No. How?
Communicate.
Yeah.
Talk to your loved ones. Talk to the people that are valuable to you. Understand what you're going through and what you're willing to go through for your goals, so they can recognize that. And let them join let you become that influencer. Let them join the ride with you in time. Avoid the big jumps. Let them build up as well. And you guys will succeed together.
Actually, ask them how they can actually help, or tell them how they can help in such a small way. And then they'll start building upon that as they see your success, as they start feeling better. Take the kids out for a walk, like Danny said, Little things like that, moving the needle.
Move the needle.
Yeah.
Straight, nice little punching from the pilot episode, moving the needle. I remember that.
Move that needle.
Move that needle.
Yeah.
This is the Split Shift Pod.
Split shift potty, 2 PTs in a pod.
2 PTs in a pod / yeah.
Yeah, we haven't finalised the name yet, so it'll be one or the other. I think this one should have been a bit shorter, hopefully.
I think so. But we hope you tune in, and it was a fucking goodie. It was a goodie. So, hope you enjoyed.
Hell yeah.
Leave feedback. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. And also review the last ones.
And actually watch the last ones as well.
We are dropping absolute bombs here. Like, seriously. If you nail these areas of your life, you will find this so much easier. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, no joke. Dead set.
So avoid TikTok for at least for the next 20 minutes. Listen to this pod
Until we get a TikTok account.
until we get a TikTok account.
Yeah.
And then we will cut it down. Anyway,
Yeah. Good stuff.
we'll see you next week.
See ya.